Hello guys, welcome to this segment. I wanted to explain this type of entry, and right now I'm just going to clean this chart so that you can have a good start. I'm going to explain this entry here, so I'll have to delete this from here, okay, just to save on time. To delete this, and I just want us to have a clean chart a little bit so that you understand, yeah, how I took the entries. So if we come here on this structure, you can see this structure. It was earlier, it was bearish, and we got the our last inducement was here. Okay, this is a low. We got the break of structure here, and this was our high. Then this was the inducement, this is the low, and we broke above, and we got this confirmation here. This is the change of character, the internal inducement. This is a high, right? And this was the last low here, and we got that activation from this order block, and we were pushing to the upside. So if you look here, this was our last inducement here. This was last inducement, and this was the last high. Okay, so once we got that high, we were waiting to go bullish, all right? But unfortunately, the market broke our main low here, like this, and we got the choke, and this was the first inducement they had that caused the low. So I wanted to explain how the entry of this pushed to the downside. So when we look at this in terms of the order flows, we know that in terms of order blocks, the order block that we have at the extreme is this one. This one is the extreme order block, mitigated, not yet mitigated, and we could see some equal highs here, sense of liquidity, right? So when you have this just showing us that if the market could reach around this area, it will fuel itself towards the order block, right? Towards the order block before going down because of this liquidity around this zone. So what is happening here? If we look here in terms of order flow, everything is mitigated. If you know how to identify the order flows, you see this order flow, everything is mitigated here. Everything is mitigated here in terms of the order flows. Remember what you say about the order flows. Everything is mitigated here. Mitigation, and right here, we have this was the last order flow, right? That was not mitigated, but it was later on also tapped, right? Mitigated. So you realize that within this order flow, remember what I said, that you have an order flow, because order blocks most of the time they're just refined order flows. So if the order flow is at least bigger than the order block, then that order block will not work, but the market will use the order flow. But again, if the order block is just coming on the low of the order flow, if the structure is very bearish, then this means that you're going to get a confirmation there. A market will react. So you see from this order block here, from this inducement, this was our first decisional order block. But why is this order block failing? Because look at the order flow here. The order flow is here. So you realize that the order block here, it's very small compared to the size of the order flow. The market will highly react on the order flow and go to the downside than pushing to the order block here. But if you come back here and you look at this order flow, right? This is an order flow here. On this order flow here, when you look at it, you will realize that just within the order flow, immediately there's this sweep of this candle. And again, this candle does not have fair value gap. But the next candle, just do this. The next candle, it has the fair value gap. Which candle? This one. This is the best candle that you can use as an order block that's just coming immediately after the order flow here. And this one, you can see this one's what we call the fair value gap here. So this means that on this structure, and you can see these are like equal highs, sense of liquidity, all right? You see that any equal highs, they symbolize the liquidity, all right? So when look at this structure, we know that if the market could push above just this zone, it will highly react on this order block. And if you look here, you got that push into that order block there, right there. So if I do this, you can see we got that push into the order block, and from there, you can see the momentum after tapping on this one and taking out all these equal highs, we got the push to the downside. So how do you take entries on the lower time frame? Remember, we have to wait for the choke, change of character, and also what we call the inducement. So I'm going to drop on 5 minutes time frame and explain the entries that the entry models that are happening on this particular area. So if we go back and you have to scroll back to the zone right here, okay? Right here, this is a zone. Remember, market tapped in our zone. So the last low that caused the high, when it tapped just in the zone immediately, the last low, right? Low that caused this high is what we call the change of character. When it's taken out, that's our chalk. Then we want to see inducement. Remember what we talked about inducement? We say that if the structure is very bearish, let's wait for this high to be taken out, then you can sell, all right? So this is what we have as for now, right here. So we want to see what is happening here. Okay, so is the inducement. Want to find inducement around this area, then we can see how we're going to go about it. So where is our inducement here? Our inducement, this is the last pullback we got here. But in addition of it, you can see we have some sort of trend line liquidity here, which was supposed to be taken out. So this one tells you that this market has a high chance of moving to the upside. And right here, if we just push this order block a little bit here, you will realize this was the last sweep here. And when you got that sweep, this candle was already mitigated. And the next candle that gave us a sweep was this one, right? And we could use this candle as our candle of interest. This one, so if the market pushes here to this one, then you can get our first entry here. Now, look at this. Where are we getting our entry? The first entry is here, right? Right here. So if you're getting the entry right there and stop loss just above the order block, all right? Because this other side, everything has been taken out, mitigated. So the market has no chance to go to the upside. And where do you target? You target the low, the 1 hour low here, all right? This is the low that you're supposed to target. That's the first entry. And if you come back on the zone, you can see the market, instead of pushing down, it created again a push to the upside like this, and this one again acted as a break of structure, right? Just remember, we are still within the order block. We can only count this order block invalid once the market close above with the candle. So right here, we got again this confirmation of this sweep, this confirmation of this sweep here, right? Once you get that sweep, that confirmation, that sweep, that's a sign of the market trying to push down. So again, you can set just over to get the structure straight. This could be inducement here, because remember, got this one here, but the market pushed above it, but still you're within the order block, so you don't have to close the position. This one becomes your next, what you call next chalk. When you get this chalk, you want to see inducement, the high that caused the low to be taken out. So from this structure, you can see the inducement that was here was the most recent inducement here, and was supposed to be taken out. And where was it supposed to be taken out? If you look up here, everything has been mitigated, all right? Everything has been mitigated. So which is the correct order block to use? This is the order block that we have here, all right? This is the order block that we have here. So if this was the best order block you could use, but again, you have to be careful, because you see above this order block, we have some equal highs. So what does it mean? It means this area has what? Has some small liquidity here, of which you could be, you need to watch out. So this means that at least you have to wait for the market to come on this order block, and you want to see how it reacts. But actually the market, only if it broke above the order block is what you could worry most, but the market never broke above. So you could add just one more position around this zone here, and you can target again your low, right? The 1 hour low, yeah, around this low, right? This way you're supposed to target. And if you could add one more position, you can look at the formation of the structure. Look at this structure. The inducement, the first inducement to be taken out was we got this other inducement here, right? This was the inducement that we got here. And on this inducement, this was the low, right? This one's the low. But where was the order block? The order block was above here. This was the order block that you're supposed to use. This one, extreme, right? Because of the sweep of liquidity of the previous candles here. All right, so there was addition of fair value gap here. But the market, as I said last time, market sometimes does not care about your order block. And if you wanted to sell here, you are supposed to use this single candle order block, and it failed, it did not work. So definitely you miss this entry right here. So what does it mean? You can see the creation of the market structure. Okay, this is inducement, and this means that this one's an inducement that market's supposed to use, and this is what you call the decisional order block. What does it mean? It means this inducement should just come here, right? Got this inducement, and this one is your low, right? And this one is your decisional order block here, and this one is your extreme. Remember, on decisional order block here, you're getting this entry, right? And you're using the single candle order block, and maybe you're hitting the stop loss, because right here, when you take here and your stop loss just above this order block, and you end up hitting the stop loss. You see, this one is a valid loss. Now, you can see in the process, where's your order block? The order block is here, extreme order block. That's why we say that the decisional order block might fail you. Now, when you come to the extreme order block, you can take your entry right there, because that is your last order block here, and just stop loss above it, and you're still targeting your loss, all right? Your low, your low, right here. You see targeting this low. So once you're targeting this area, you can see your trade is activated, and if you wanted to add one more trade, you could use what we call the single candle order block. If the market comes back in this order block here, then you could take the entry, but you see, market failed to come on that order block, so that was an invalid entry, and you get this break of structure here. All right, this is a lower time frame. You're getting that boss here. This being the boss with the high. The high is here, and you could add one more position if you could have gotten the entry setup. So you see, this one's a 1 minute again, the 5 minutes. This is a low inducement, and from this way is the order block. If you look at this, everything is mitigated. Everything is mitigated except this candle, because this is the last green candle that we have here, and you have that strip, right? There's a strip there. So this is the candle of interest, and we can see also with a very tight, small fair value gap. And if the market ups here, then you can have your additional entry right here. So this could be the last entry you get, but this one only took one position. I'm only showing you multiple entries, how you could get more entries in one setup, but it's always good to take the first quality setups, right? So, or sometime if you miss the setup and you want to trade again, you just check the market well, and you are likely to come across a setup that can be better to hold the positions if you do a structure mapping correctly. So you can see right here, you go this entry, and you got this one, and you go this one. You see this entry here. This one we have. Let me see. This another entry. Right, there's another entry. So those are the at least you can see you get one loss and you get around 4 entries. So that's how you identify this, and you can see it's still running. And in fact, damn it, yeah, I think news is out and it has now closed. The TP has been tapped, and this was just the CPI. So remember what I said, guys. News does not change direction of the market. News just adds volume and it speeds up your entry, right? So guys, if you want to get set up like this, if you want to be able to analyze like this, just reach me out. Go to my bio. My number is there. Take my number and text me on WhatsApp, right? Find me on TikTok at Mr. FX. And let's catch up on the next video. Have a good day. It's your boy, Mr. FX. Also, my TikTok handles are below here on the comment section, and also my IG Instagram handles also in the comment section, the video below. Otherwise, guys, have a good day.